We get a lot of questions in the store about Queen Excluders. Should we use Queen Excluders? Should we not use Queen Excluders? My answer always is, it's a tool. When used properly, you won't ever run bees without them. There's always, there again, the choices. So I have 3 different styles here in my hand. You have a plastic, you have a metal bound Queen Excluder, and you have a wood bound Queen Excluder. Let's start with a plastic Queen Excluder. So we're going to start at the inexpensive and work our way up. Every one of these have a high point, low point, this is great, this is not, but each and every one of these Queen Excluders can be used to your benefit. So the first thing I would say about the plastic Queen Excluder, if you can imagine these coming through a conveyor, and this is solid and it's warm and it's going through a stamp and a press and a shear, when this is stamped out, these squares are left with a rough internal burr, if you will, in the square. Since this is not a metal formed and it has the rows of rods where these solid lines would be rods, now your bees are restricted to going through these little squares. They will go through. The queen will not, the drone will not. If you want to use one of these for a few weeks to hold a queen in a specific place, it's a great item. If you want to put this on a bottom board, put a deep hive body with frames on it, shake a swarm in it to hold the queen, it's a great item. If you want to cut these down, make an 8-frame Queen Excluder or a nucleus Queen Excluder, you can do all that. It's like anything else in here, it's a tool. Pick these depending on your needs. If you lay this across a hive body, this is what you get. When you lay it on a super, the center is going to sag some out here. What this is doing is, it is, in time, bees are going to propolis this down to the frame. They're going to build some burr comb. Now they have to pick and choose as to where they can come up through this excluder to work your honey supers. All right, that's enough about the plastic. Let's move to the metal bound. The metal bound Queen Excluder, if you see now immediately that you have the rows of bars running lengthwise, you have a few bars running horizontal across the excluder. Immediately you know, okay, they have a lot more mass of area to work through and to get into your honey supers. Much more rigid, will last years and years if they're taken care of. What it does bring to you is, when you get to this, there will be no sag in these excluders. When you drop these onto a super, there's no touch out here. When you stack the box on, it remains a bee space across the frames. Your bees can utilize this entire area to come through to go to your honey supers. I think that the general rule of thumb is you either hate these or you love them. It's a tool. When you learn to use these, I'll give you a little tech tip about anything metal coming from a fab shop. These typically have a light film of oil on them. If you will pressure wash these with hot soapy water, rinse them clean, allow them to dry before you use them, the bees will respond to them a whole lot better working through them. A great mid-priced Queen Excluder band when you set them down, band up, that starts your honey supers. Great Queen Excluder. In the long run, all three of these do what they were intended to do, what they were built for. It keeps that queen from passing into your honey supers, putting brood where you don't want her to. This wood bound, these are super nice Queen Excluders. The internals of this are the same as the metal bound Queen Excluder. You have horizontal bars, you have lengthwise runs of bars, all preventing the queen from coming through, but here's the difference. 3/8 of an inch both sides of the excluder. What this gives you when you're using it in the field is roughly 3 full eighths. Actually, it's closer to 5/8 of an inch from top bar to the metal excluder itself. If you run these, what I have found is that you get a great flow of bees through. They work through with ease, they work across with ease. The one drawback, if there is one, to this excluder, if you allow these bees to fill supers combed out and they start looking for a place to build comb and store honey, they now have an opportunity between here and here to pull some runs of comb. That's not a bad thing, that's not a deal breaker, but what it does do is it now gives you something you're going to have to clean up before you remove these in the winter to allow these bees access to the 2 boxes that you're leaving them in. So stay in front of them when running these, because it is probably the best choice in honey production because of the volume of bees that you will get through it rapidly. I just wanted to touch base with y'all. I hope I've cleared some of the myth up about I wouldn't use a Queen Excluder. It just doesn't work for me. I think if you'll make your choice based on what you want your Queen Excluder to do for you, I think that you'll find that they are a very useful tool for way more than just honey production. Pick one up, give one a try. Pick out a hive, put it on it, see if any of this makes sense to you. Learn to use these as a tool, and I think you'll be impressed with them. Just wanted to tell you, share some of my knowledge with you about Queen Excluders. I hope this has helped, and until we see you again, roll that beautiful bee footage. Thanks for watching.